Tonight for dinner we're making rice, roasted carrots, baba ganoush on top. So it'll be a fresh Middle Eastern dish, then we'll have some fresh veggies on the side. My husband lived in Asia for a while and he is like the absolute best at making rice. He taught me how to make rice. I was like, this is amazing and so much easier. My rice isn't like too wet and too dry now. It's perfect. So he's gonna pop on, show you how to make rice, and then we'll finish making the rest of the dinner. Before he does that, turn on your oven to 375, get it hot, we're gonna roast some veggies.
Today we're going to be using California Calrose rice. It's US #1 extra fancy. That actually means something, believe it or not. It's not just like Asian lingo for, oh, this is the good one, or like, oh, they're all extra fancy. They're not. There's a difference. We like to keep it in this beautiful pot though, so I'm going to take it out of there. So I got 2 pots here. One is good for rice, and the reason is the lids. Whoa! See, there's holes in this lid. Not gonna work good. It's not gonna keep the seal. The water's gonna jump out, or the steam, and it's gonna dehydrate too fast. You need a lid that has a pure seal. Like, you can't just take a random lid for the pot to make rice. I love rice cookers. Rice cookers are the best invention. Most people that eat a lot of rice should own a rice cooker. This is a pain and you need to pay attention. Basically, all rice bags will have a cooking direction for rice cooker and for the pot. Typically, the rice cooker needs more water. So let's do this. Just about every type of rice will need almost half. As long as it's white rice, it will need half the amount of rice to water. So 2 parts water, 1 part rice. And a lot of people need a visual or like measurements, but I learned a little trick while I lived in the Philippines. As long as you don't put too much rice in here, you're fine. So we got that much. You put your finger and get to the bottom. Not even a grain of rice can be under your finger. You get to the bottom, shake that around, even that out. Then take your thumb, bring it down to rice level. Don't shove it in. Now, from here to here, that's how much rice you have in the pot from the bottom. So that means, to get double that, you put this tip and rest it on the top of the rice. Don't shove it in again. Now take the water and dump it. You can get that finger wet all the way to the thumb. As soon as it touches the thumb, stop. Pull your finger out. Shake it off. Shake it at someone. Now, we're going to turn this on. We're going to just put it high to boil. Don't put a lid on it yet. It'll just make a huge mess. When that starts boiling, put the lid on it. Bam. Turn it down all the way to low or simmer. If you leave it boiling, it will just heat up way too fast and all the water will disappear and it'll be dehydrated and burned. So it's all about keeping that low simmer once you got the water heated up. And then you can take the lid off once or twice. Don't be like, oh, look at this, and just like stare at it forever. But like, take a look. If it needs more water, if it's burning, you might need to turn it down. And sometimes I like to keep like a hot kettle or another extra hot water that I can just like dump a little bit in there so it doesn't stunt it or like shock it. So it can just keep roaring boil. So that's pretty much it. Back to Marta.
I never learned how to make rice properly. I've made rice for a long time, but I've never learned how to make rice properly in a pot until I met Sam, so that was exciting. One of your many amazing attributes. What we've got here is carrots, parsnips, cucumber, celery, an heirloom tomato, and then some cilantro. Just chop up some of the cilantro. I really like to put the stems in there. It just adds some extra flavor, a little crunch, and there's really no reason to waste them. Like, most of the time we just have the cilantro leaves, but why not use the whole thing if we can, right? Perfect. I'm gonna do some olive oil spray just to kind of help everything stick a little better. Awesome, some olive oil and a little bit of salt. Now we're gonna just mix those up. Make sure everything gets a little even coat. Look how pretty that is. These carrots are gorgeous. They're these purple carrots with the yellow-orange centers. Okay, awesome. So that's done. I'll do the same thing with the parsnips, make another tray of parsnips, and we're gonna throw them both in the oven. 375. Ooh, that's exciting. For about 25 minutes or so, depending on your oven. Cutting up some veggies for a veggie tray. These are like the last heirloom tomatoes from the garden. It's so fun. It's almost November, and there's still tomatoes. It's crazy. It's been this like warm, amazing year. I love these bowls. I got them in Mexico, and they make me happy every time we put food in them. So if we can't live in Mexico, then at least I want I want Mexican bright pottery in our kitchen. I like to get as many greens as I possibly can, and they're so good for you, especially for anything digestive, for leaky gut. It helps heal it. Definitely though, try to get organic greens. They're the most pesticide heavy. They're part of the Dirty Dozen. I'll pop a link to the Dirty Dozen below. Plus they just taste so much better. They're like sweet and soft. So we're gonna cover the plates with spinach, and then I'll put the hot rice on top of the spinach, so it'll start to just soften the spinach a little. Let's pull these out of the oven. Whew, hot. Okay, they're all done. Looking pretty. We'll pull out the parsnips too. Let's make a little ball of rice in the middle. Now we'll put some baba ganoush on top of that.
Baba what? What is that stuff?
Baba ganoush is made out of roasted eggplant and tahini, so that's a ground up sesame seed. It's a little smoky, creamy, really nice to pull all these flavors together. Check out the link below and I'll show you how to make baba ganoush. Look at all this variety. So when I stopped eating meat, I was like, what am I gonna eat that's like satisfies all of those needs that you have? So salty, crunchy, fatty, sweet, creamy. But the key is when making all these plant-based meals is to really make variety. So we have the cool and crunchy with the spinach, the hot rice, the creamy baba ganoush, the carrots for sweetness, olives to eat with it for that saltiness, and then fresh veggies for some crunch. So look at all this variety. It's so much more than you ever would eat when you're not eating plant-based. We'll finish out the dish by sprinkling some za'atar on top, which is a nice Middle Eastern spice. So this is amazing. We had the opportunity to have a whole lot of plants in our meal, but we don't always have time to cook with these plants or the energy. So what I do every day is I have a green drink along with some really amazing high quality supplements. I love the brand Purium. I want to share it with you. I put a link below for $50 off anything you want to order if you want to try anything. Enjoy!